The third part in the nursery, and this is the most important part in this case, investigation of potential market for the plant nursery. As this has to be concerns, the nursery is the most important part, which I already discussing about their scope, importance, and their infrastructure. Here, within this investigation of potential in the market, much more potential is created by this nursery. Number one, nurseries under Horticulture Board development a program which sponsored by the State Agriculture Department, medicinal boards, etc. And the plants which produce for the home garden, another garden, landscaping, reforestation program, afforestation program, and other uses by government agencies and other agencies, also by private publics, etc. It should be decided as to which type of the plants of the nursery would produce, like the container grove, bare roots, or the root baled plants. This is most important part. Another one is production of sufficient quantities of good quality material in order to satisfy the customer needs is essential. That means what the need has to be demanded by the public, and as per that need, all of the nurseries producers or the plant growers, they supply the materials. Third most is advertising is costly. No problem. Each and every part in advertising, and today's is market on the advertising. But effectively, we have to advertise in horticulture as one of the business, just like the business as a nursery business. So this marketing and advertising strategies must be pre-planned to support each other. And most advertising is what? Mouth publicity is the most important. And this mouth publicity is a part of the business. Financial resources. What are the financial resources? Bank loans. So, number of terms and conditions differ from bank to bank, or whatever state agencies or state banks or corporate banks or any other banks which produce and release the first installation of the rupees, or it may be delayed depending upon that. Or what is the relation in between both of them? Bankers and the producers. This may be put the nursery unit in loss or trouble. So, the relationship between the bankers and the nursery producers are most important part. This financial resource from government also supply a different types of the schemes, just like the National Horticulture Mission started 205 in India with an objective to establish ideal nurseries for production of genetically pure plant material. Nurseries in the public sector and government establishments are entitled to get 100% subsidies on expenditure, total expenditure. This is most important. तुम्हाला माहीत नसेल की आपल्या स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंटने ही भरपूर अशा काय काढलेल्या आहेत, योजना काढलेल्या आहेत. ह्या योजना कशा आहेत, कोणत्या आहेत, त्यांचा सुरुवातीला अभ्यास केला पाहिजे. बँकेच्या कंडिशन्स काय आहेत त्यांचाही अभ्यास केला पाहिजे. सगळा अभ्यास करून मगच ह्याच्यात पडलं पाहिजे, तरच आपल्याला सबसिडीज किंवा काही ज्या गोष्टी आहेत गव्हर्नमेंटच्या ह्या मिळू शकतात. अन्यथा बरेचसे जण आपल्याला फसवायला बसलेले असतात आणि फसवतातच. तर ह्या गोष्टी आपल्याकडून होऊ नये यासाठी सुरुवातीला प्री प्लॅनिंग करा, अभ्यास करा कुठल्याही गोष्टीचा, आणि मगच त्याच्यात पाय टाका. The nurseries is the private sector to get a subsidy of 50%. प्रायव्हेट सेक्टरचे असेल तर 50% सबसिडी मिळत असते. There are two types of the nurseries based on their sizes. Big nurseries are those with size of 1 hectare area. Such nurseries are entitled to receive financial assistance up to 30 lakh. And big nurseries, that means 30 lakh rupees has been subsidy by the government of India. And the small nurseries to get 18 lakh subsidies. So these subsidies are given as per the bank loans sanctioned particularly. So bankers are also most important along with the government agencies. Financial resource from nationalized bank. Number of nationalized banks has to be provide such types of the financial support. Development for the development of the orchard or for the tools and different types of the implements, for buying all such tools of nurseries, establishment of new orchards or source of irrigation facilities, etc., etc. That means all things are most important. And what are the most important of the structural infrastructure arising the nurseries? One of them is sufficient place. Is the sufficient place is available or not available? This is most important. For the growing of the plants, the place is available for the transplanting, grown as a seedlings and raised into the nursery beds. This is most important. Healthy and vigorous seedlings should be transplanted in a right manner at the right time. वेळच्या वेळेला गोष्टी केल्या तर आपल्याला चांगलं मिळू शकतं, अन्यथा काहीही व्यवस्थित होऊ शकत नाही. हेही लक्षात घ्या की कोणत्या वेळेला प्लांट ट्रान्सप्लांट केलं पाहिजे, वेगळं नेलं पाहिजे. कोणती प्लांट्स हे उंच असल्यानंतर विकायची, कोणती प्लांट छोटी असल्यानंतर विकायची, ह्या गोष्टी आपल्याला काय केल्या पाहिजेत, लक्षात आल्या पाहिजेत. अनादर सीड सोईंग. So for the seed sowing, this is most important to prepare the beds, seed sowing beds. Upper 2 to 3 centimeter of the nursery bed must be incorporated with the above media, soil media, and properly leveled after the drenching, and the seeds are sown on the surface and covered with the plastics or any other eco-friendly materials. Both kept moist by sprinkling the water, and when required, the water has to be supplied. Seedlings are most important of the flower seedlings, and these flower seedlings are then transplanted between the 18 and 20 days of the sowing of the seeds. Another one is preparation of the beds and manuring regularly. This is most important. These beds must be prepared at least 15 to 20 days prior to transplanting. This is most important things in the nursery. Well routine farmyard manure at the rate of 5 kg per square meter area has to be essential, and along with 30 gram of the calcium ammonium nitrate, then 45 gram of the superphosphate and 30 gram of the muriate of potash should be thoroughly used for the proper manuring, and this manure gives a healthy plant. So beds are well leveled properly with well manured for uniform application of the water and also uniform result of the seedlings. Uniform heighted plants must be important. So care must be taken. And after the seedling formation, we have to be carefully removed from these beds and then transplanted the allotted areas or whatever we have to want. Then putting the medium. Any other type of the medium has to be used. Whatever medium has to be available, or we have to be want to cultivate that plants, this medium is the most important. It consists of garden soil, and this garden soil, two parts plus 1 part is farmyard manure is most important. जी ही खतं जी आहेत ही खतं आपल्याला दिलीच पाहिजे सॉईल बरोबर आणि असलीच पाहिजे. लीप मोल्ड असेल किंवा इतर ॲग्रिकल्चरल पार्टचं काय राहिलेलं असेल त्याची कुचलेलं खत असेल ही खतं आपण वापरलीच पाहिजे. आणि देन ॲड 30 grams of the calcium ammonium nitrate, 45 grams of the superphosphate, 30 grams of the muriate of the potassium, etc., and it has to be used for growing the annual plants, particularly either in the allotted space or either in the pots. Disease and pest management is most important in the nursery. Most commonly observed diseases on the flowering plants, annual plants or whatever perennial plants, etc. Just say for example alternaria, blight disease is commonly observed on the seedling. Then powdery mildews. Some of these diseases has to be well managed and practiced by spraying of the different types of the chemicals. Say for example 0.2% cathin or spraying the 1% cathin. These are most important to check up the different types of the pest and diseases. Later we discuss the details. What are these types and what are already I discussed in gerbera plant cultivation, in rose plant cultivation, the specification of these pest and disease management. Then insect pests. Number of insect pests are damage the flowering plants, mostly aphids, thrips, mites, leaf miners, green caterpillars. These are the important. So for this, all these pests we have to use the spray of Roger at the rate of 2 ml per liter of water, which is helpful and keeping the plants free from the insects. We look at here a good nursery, how it has to be maintained. We look at here the plants, the seedlings plants. These are the seedlings creation already ready for the sale. And this one is how to cultivate, how to potate the plants in the house, in the offices. Look at here the preparation of the pots, the pot plants, selection of the pot plants. This is the poly house, and within that poly house all the plants has to be raised for the selling. These are the totally fully grown and fully flowered or bloomed plants in the nurseries and ready for the selling, wholesale selling or retail selling, whatever we have to be on in the nursery. So these are the some of the photographs in the nurseries, and this is the most important part in the nursery production, where the whatever potential has been present and what has to be need. This is most important. तर बाळांनो बरेचसं त्याच्यातून घेता येतं. जेवढं सांगेल तेवढं कमी आहे, आणि जेवढं तुम्ही त्याच्यातलं ज्ञान घ्याल तेवढं तुम्हाला महत्त्वाचं आहे. आणि हे घेत राहा, कायम घेत राहा, की जेणेकरून आपल्याला कुठं ना कुठे हे उपयोगी पडेल. घरात उपयोगी पडेल. नाही तुम्हाला कुठं करायचं तरीसुद्धा तुमची घरची बाग डेव्हलपमेंट करता येईल, काही करता येईल. पण हे तुम्ही आत्मसात करा, ह्याच्यावरती अभ्यास करा, थिंकिंग करा. थँक्यू.